Do you agree that each day you are alive is a gift beyond measure? Do you agree that deep inside you know you are meant for more than distraction and mediocrity? And do you agree that the way you live today becomes the story the world remembers tomorrow? If you agree, or you're nodding right now, I'm about to share with you the timeless secrets from one of the most influential teachers of our era, Robin Sharma, a man who once argued cases in court as a top litigation lawyer, dressed in custom suits and driving luxury cars, but who walked away from it all to discover what truly matters. Today, his words echo in boardrooms, locker rooms, and classrooms across the planet. He is a mentor to CEOs, athletes, artists, and changemakers, the author of global bestsellers like The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari and The 5 a.m. Club, and his mission, to remind you that mastery is not a gift for the chosen few, it is the birthright of every human being. Hi, I'm Austin, and this is Cinemalizer, where real stories ignite real change. Today, I want to share with you a truth that could reset your very life. Every day is a masterpiece, and you, whether you accept it or not, are the artist. Stop and let that truth settle in. Every sunrise is a blank canvas. Every sunrise hands you brushes of thought, attitude, action, and whether you paint chaos or clarity, mediocrity or mastery, that choice is yours. Too many, tragically, take the brush and splash on carelessness. They pollute their canvas with distraction, with gossip, with excuses, with the grayscale of routine. By nightfall, they stare at a life half-lived, colors wasted, moments blurred. Then they wonder why they feel hollow, anxious, restless. But the masters, the extraordinary, they awaken with intention. They enter each day as artisans. They choose bold colors of courage, discipline, creativity, focus. They guard their canvas fiercely. No accidental brushstrokes, no lazy splatters. Each day becomes an artwork of excellence, and together these days form a legacy. Robin Sharma warns us, most people die at 25 but are not buried until 75 because they stop living with intention. They stop painting. They stop daring. They become prisoners of routine, trapped in cycles of wasted potential. Ask yourself, have you stopped painting? Have you handed your brush to distraction? Because greatness does not arrive someday in the future. Greatness is the daily choice to treat every single day as rare and sacred. The way you speak, the way you walk, the detail in every act. That's why Sharma repeats, small daily improvements, when done consistently, lead to stunning results. The masterpiece is not built by chance. It is built brushstroke by brushstroke. Look at history. Leonardo da Vinci sketched obsessively every day, filling thousands of pages with ideas long before a single finished painting emerged. Beethoven wrote notes daily, even in silence. He painted sound. Edison experimented relentlessly. Thousands of failures were simply brushstrokes toward light. Each one knew the masterpiece of life is not a single leap. It is the discipline of daily creation. And that's where the 5 a.m. Club enters. Robin Sharma teaches that the early hours, the solitude before sunrise, are when the finest brushstrokes can be painted. At 5 a.m. the world is silent, your brain's chemistry primed for clarity, your spirit uncluttered by noise. This is when legends write, when leaders plan, when creators build. While the masses waste dawn on slumber, the masters paint strokes of brilliance, sweat, reflection, study. Sharma calls it the victory hour, 20 minutes of intense movement, 20 of reflection, 20 of learning, sweat, stillness, study. In these minutes the masterpiece of your day is built. Ask yourself honestly, when was the last time you guarded your mornings? Or have you sold your canvas to chaos? Snoozing alarms, emails dictating purpose, phones draining focus before you've even lifted your brush. The result, another wasted day, another blurred painting, another chance gone. But here's the truth, you can begin again. Every day, every sunrise is another blank canvas waiting, and if you dare commit to mastery, if you dare grab the brush with courage and discipline, your life will transform. Still, discipline feels hard, waking early feels heavy, but remember, the pain of discipline is nothing compared to the pain of regret. Which pain do you want, the sting of effort in the moment, or the chains of regret at the end? Discipline is the cost of artistry. It is the proof that you value your canvas. It is the declaration that you refuse to waste your masterpiece. Over time, discipline becomes not prison but freedom, the freedom of knowing each day you've painted with all you had. Look deeply at yourself right now. Are you living each day as a masterpiece, or are you slapping colors recklessly, believing someday you'll find time to create beauty, that someday never comes? Life is fragile, time fleeting, mortality undeniable. Every tick of the clock is a brushstroke already placed. You cannot erase, you cannot repaint, so why not paint deliberately? Why not rise tomorrow into silence? Move your body, strengthen your focus, feed your mind. Why not craft the masterpiece that future generations will whisper about? because this is the invitation that Julian Mantle heard when his old life collapsed in that courtroom. To stop living for applause, to stop painting for possessions, to instead give his life to mastery, to simplicity, to service. His Ferrari shone bright, but his soul was rusting, so he sold the car and gained a canvas that will never fade. Every day is a masterpiece, and today, the brush is in your hands. Your mind is the soil, your thoughts are the seeds, your life is the harvest. This was one of the most powerful revelations handed to Julian Mantle in the Himalayas, and one Robin Sharma repeats again and again. Every single day you plant seeds in the garden of your mind, and here is the harsh truth. Life doesn't care whether you sow weeds or roses. Both will grow. If you plant negativity, gossip, envy, fear, you will reap anxiety, distraction, doubt. If you sow courage, gratitude, focus, vision, you will reap peace, strength, growth. Do you see? Every masterpiece begins in the mind, long before it appears in the world. Edison saw light before others. Disney saw castles before the swamps knew bricks. Musk saw Mars before telescopes saw rockets. They disciplined their thoughts, guarded their mental garden, and built their destiny from within. Your future, too, waits at the gates of your mind. Yet modern society is like a thief in your garden. Notifications, headlines, endless feeds, pulling, tearing, planting weeds of fear. The average person wakes and hands over their mental soil to corporations, advertisers, algorithms that profit by scattering distraction. And then they wonder, why can't I focus? Why am I restless, broken, empty? Simple, your soil is polluted. Robin Sharma says it clearly. Cultivate your inner world. Tend it with discipline. Guard it as if your freedom depends on it, because it does. Trade gossip for gratitude. Trade reaction for reflection. Trade scrolling for silence. In stillness, in solitude, in early hours, you pull weeds and plant seeds of power. Do you journal your vision daily? Do you visualize the future you want to inhabit? Do you give yourself time away from noise to remember who you are? Great lives are shaped not by chance but by cultivated thought. Julian Mantle practiced this daily. He learned meditation, not as escape, but as discipline. He learned visualization, not as fantasy, but as rehearsal for reality. He learned to see setbacks as lessons, to reinterpret failure as fertilizer. Slowly, his inner garden bloomed, and his outer life transformed. This is available to you. Every one of us is a gardener. Every one of us must decide, will my mind become a forest of weeds, chaos, fear, or a field of roses, discipline, courage? Vision is oxygen. Without it, your soul suffocates. With it, your days expand. If you do not design your destiny, someone else will. If you do not paint your canvas deliberately, the world will graffiti it with distraction. So treat your thoughts like sacred colors. Ask yourself, what am I rehearsing in my head every day? Am I replaying self-doubt, failure, fear, or am I rehearsing mastery, success, possibility? Because what you rehearse internally, you will perform externally. Every thought is a stroke of paint, every belief, a chosen color, every decision, an image on your canvas. Guard it, choose it, cultivate it, for the masterpiece of your life depends on it. The world is still, the city sleeps. Dawn is not yet broken, but the air hums with possibility. This forgotten hour is where the extraordinary are built. The monks called it holy. Sharma named it the victory hour. We call it what it truly is, the sacred arena of dawn. Understand this. The fortune of your future is decided in the first hour of your day. If that hour belongs to distraction, your destiny belongs to mediocrity. But if that hour belongs to discipline, sweat, reflection, growth, your destiny bows to greatness. Robin Sharma gave us the 20-20 STOLF 20 formula. Simple, ruthless, transformative. First 20 minutes, move. Shock the body with sweat. Elevate the heart. Release chemicals of focus and joy. Next 20, reflect, journal, meditate, visualize, connect to silence before the storm. Final 20, grow, read, study, learn, consume wisdom that sharpens the mind and fuels your craft. 60 minutes. That is all. Yet it can reset your brain, rewire your focus, rebuild your life. Science now confirms what sages always knew. Before sunrise, the brain is in alpha state, clear, quiet, receptive. Stress hormones are low, willpower is highest, your soul is untouched by demands, your mind fertile for creation. Edison tapped nights and mornings to invent. Franklin scheduled virtues at dawn. Da Vinci painted in silence before the city stirred. And Kobe Bryant, while his rivals rolled in bed, he had already sweated through an hour of practice. Is it any wonder the world called him Black Mamba? But let us be honest, To rise at 5 a.m. is an act of war. The bed seduces you. The blanket whispers. The weaker self negotiates. Stay. Tomorrow. Later. But every morning you rise. Every alarm you conquer. You build your will, and your will is your crown. Each hour of dawn claimed is proof that you are a master, not a prisoner of your excuses. Discipline is pain. Yes, the sting when your eyes open, the ache when your body moves. But which pain do you prefer? The sting of discipline or the chains of regret? Because regret will torture you forever. Discipline burns only for a moment. Robin Sharma reminds us, change is hardest at the beginning, messiest in the middle, and best at the end. The first mornings are hell. The middle is chaotic. But soon, oh soon, it becomes identity. You no longer drag yourself to 5 a.m. You are the 5 a.m. person, the leader who greets dawn with mastery instead of mediocrity. And do not miss this. Elites do not just rise early for themselves. They rise to serve, to sharpen, to prepare. Because those who master mornings shape not only their own lives, but the lives they touch. Families drink their presence. Teams feel their clarity. Communities absorb their discipline. One person who laughs at excuses can lift an entire village. So yes, others may laugh at you. They may say 5 a.m. is madness. But history has proven, madness at first, mastery at last. Remember, every genius was mocked before being worshipped. Picture this tomorrow. The alarm rings. Instead of rolling over, you rise. You put on running shoes. Your body breathes the chill of dawn. You sweat into strength. You sit with silence. You journal 3 truths. You read 10 pages of wisdom. Before the sun has bloomed, you are already armored. While others crawl into chaos, you step into destiny. Every sunrise is a crown. Do you wear it, or do you throw it away for another hour of wasted sleep? This is the sacred hours of dawn. Sweat, reflect, grow, rise early, not for ego, not for applause, but because your life deserves mastery. He who owns the morning owns his life. The world worships titles: CEO, president, influencer, boss. But Robin Sharma shatters this illusion with one truth. Leadership is not about a title, it's about impact. Real leaders don't wait for permission. They don't need applause to do what is right. They don't need crowns to walk with courage. They lead right where they stand. Julian Mantle learned this in the mountains. The monks reminded him, legacy is measured not by what you hoard, but by what you give. Success is individual, but significance is communal, and significance is born in service. Think of Nelson Mandela, locked away for 27 years. He was offered bitterness, but chose service to a broken nation. Mother Teresa, frail in body but titanic in spirit, feeding souls that the world had discarded. Gandhi, small in presence, yet mighty in resilience, dismantling empires without raising a sword. None of them chased titles. They chose service, and history etched their names in eternity. But before service comes courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to act, despite fear. Thought leaders are ridiculed. Innovators are mocked. Dreamers are doubted. Courage is standing when the crowd sits, moving when the world stalls, creating when critics sneer. Without courage, potential rots. With courage, even weakness becomes weapon. And make no mistake, you will stumble. You will bleed. You will be tested. Life will strip you, leaving only will. And it is in that crucible that resilience is forged. Resilience is the art of rising again and again until destiny yields. Edison failed thousands of times, yet each failure was feedback. Disney bankrupt, mocked before a single magic kingdom gleamed. Lincoln defeated in elections, suffering depression, before cementing his name among the immortal. Resilience is refusing to stay down. Resilience is the soul's refusal to quit. So I ask you, how do you respond when storms hit? Do you hide, or do you plant your feet, let the rain baptize your fire, and declare, this setback will serve me? And then the highest calling, service. Your gift isn't yours to keep. It's oxygen for others. Elon Musk doesn't just build rockets. He dares to serve humanity's future. Oprah doesn't just host. She serves by amplifying voices silenced too long. Serena Williams didn't just swing a racket. She gave millions permission to shatter ceilings. Robin Sharma calls this leading without a title. The janitor who sweeps with pride. The student who inspires peers. The parent shaping a soul. The coder creating quietly. Leadership is treating your daily craft as service to humanity. You don't need a stage. You don't need applause. You need courage, resilience, and the heart to serve. And here lies the paradox. The more you serve, the more your life expands. The more value you bring, the more value flows back. Service multiplies blessings. Contribution writes legacies. The world doesn't need more bosses. It needs leaders without titles. It doesn't need more takers. It needs givers with courage. It doesn't need louder egos. It needs resilient hearts who choose service over spotlight. So today, choose courage over comfort, resilience over retreat, service over selfishness. The masterpiece of your life will not be remembered for what you kept, but for what you gave. This is the true measure of leadership. Not position, not promotion, not possessions. The measure is service. One day, your masterpiece will be complete. The sun will rise, and it will be the last dawn your eyes will ever see. Your breath will slow, your story will close, and on that day, no one will care about how many cars you drove, how many zeros decorated your bank balance, or how loud the crowd once cheered. What will remain is your legacy. Robin Sharma's teachings remind us, legacy is not built in grand speeches or golden monuments. Legacy is carved slowly, day after day, in the ordinary moments you dare to treat as extraordinary. It is in the way you live when no one is watching, the words you leave etched in another's heart, the courage you display when silence was easier, the love you show when indifference would have cost nothing. Julian Mantle sold his Ferrari, not because luxury was evil, but because illusion was empty. He discovered in the Himalayas a truth most only face at their final breath, that the true masterpiece is not what you possess, but who you become. And that is your challenge, to understand that every single day you wake, you sculpt the eulogy others will whisper, you paint the memory that will outlive your heartbeat. You cannot take a single title with you into eternity, but you can leave impact, service, courage, and love. When your children speak of you, will it be of what you had, or who you were? When your colleagues remember you, will they say they chased wealth, or they lifted us higher with how they lived? When history recalls your era, will your name be forgotten in the margins, or etched bold in the story of those who dared to live intentionally, courageously, with purpose? The clock is always ticking. Mortality is not against you, it is your motivator. Too many wait. They say, tomorrow I will start, tomorrow I will focus, tomorrow I will serve, but tomorrow is not promised, and someday is a silent graveyard, where billions of unlived dreams are buried. Do not add your masterpiece to that graveyard. Write it now, paint it now, live it now. Every single day you rise, you are writing your legacy. Every word spoken, every act of kindness, every moment of self-mastery, every hour of distraction given in weakness, all of it joins together into the final canvas of your life. Ask yourself, if this day were my last, would I be proud of the strokes I've painted? And yes, you will stumble. Yes, you will fall short. Yes, there will be days when exhaustion paints streaks of gray across your life. But here's the truth. The masterpiece does not demand perfection. It demands intimacy. It demands honesty. It demands courage. A great painting is not flawless. It is full of color, depth, story, and intention. So too is a great life. Robin Sharma often says, don't live the same year 75 times and call it a life. And yet many do, repeating cycles, chained by excuses, safe in mediocrity, dead long before their burial. But you, if you are hearing this, are meant for more. To live so vividly that your days sting with color. To serve so fiercely that the world cannot help but be lifted by your presence. To discipline your mornings. To guard your thoughts. To lead without title. To turn every single day into a masterpiece until death itself must bow and admit defeat. Because make no mistake, death cannot conquer those who live deliberately. Death cannot silence service. Death cannot erase legacy. Look at Gandhi, Mandela, Mother Teresa. They are gone, but they are here, because legacy is eternal. So rise with courage each dawn. Tend the garden of your thoughts. Defend the sacred hours of 5 a.m. Serve with humility and resilience. And above all, live. Live in such a way that when your canvas is finally complete, the world stands before it in awe, whispering not they survived, but they mastered life. This is your call. Your brush is in your hands. Your time is now. Tomorrow is not promised. Today is waiting. Craft it deliberately. Live it courageously. Give it generously. And paint your masterpiece so powerfully that eternity itself bows in respect, because every day is a masterpiece, and you were born to create extraordinary.